Hey everybody, welcome back to the Workman's Whiskey. I'm Bobby. Thought I'd throw in a little review here, guys. Felt like a good time, as good as any. It's been kind of crazy at work. Just walked in the door about 5 minutes ago, so I hope you don't mind being a little tired. But thought I'd get back in the saddle and do a little review here, guys. It's been a little while since I got a review in, so. Get them in when we can, I guess. Tomorrow's Friday, so gonna power through, guys. So here we are today with Old Overholt Bonded. This is one I've been looking forward to for a while, guys. Several months back, one of my subscribers on here, Jerry Nelson, if you're out there, Jerry, thank you very much. Jerry knows I'm a big fan of Old Overholt. Old Overholt, the original, was that was my second overall review that I ever did on this channel, and I love Old Overholt. I've said it several times. The local bar / saloon that I go to here in town, the Washoe House, they haven't always carried Old Overholt, but when I started going in there. On a somewhat regular basis, about probably 4 or 5 years ago now. I went in there and I asked if they had Old Overholt because I was really getting into different kinds of whiskey, rye whiskey, like this, and they said they hadn't even heard of Old Overholt. Well, I was kind of surprised because it's been around for over 200 years, guys. It's been around since 1810. That's when this guy on the bottle, Abraham Overholt, started making his whiskey. And I was kind of surprised they hadn't heard of Old Overholt. Some famous people in history have called this their favorite whiskey. Doc Holliday, for one. And they also say when Abraham Lincoln drank his whiskey, I don't know how big of a drinker Abraham Lincoln was, but they said that this was his go-to, Old Overholt. So anyway, back to the Washoe House. When I asked if they had it, they said they didn't. I was. They could see I was a little bit disappointed. So next time I went in there it was on the shelf, Old Overholt, and they've carried it for me ever since. So thank you to everybody down there at the Washoe House. I love this stuff. It's just a really good, affordable rye whiskey with the history and all that. You guys know I love the history. Been around since 1810. It's changed hands. It's currently owned by Jim Beam, but the history's still there, guys, and for a name, no matter who the owner is of the name, for a name to last that long, that it's been loved throughout history, since it first started being made. So, so really looking forward to this. Thanks again, Jerry, for letting me know about the Old Overholt Bonded. I had no idea that they had made a bonded whiskey, so I was pretty happy when Jerry said it, told me about it, but kind of disappointed when I couldn't find it anywhere, guys. I mean, it's being reviewed 4 months after I found out about it, because I haven't been able to find it anywhere. And then went into Bottle Barn a couple weeks back and just looking around to see what they had, and I saw the Teacher's Highland Cream, which was recommended by Clifton, and knew I had to have that. Then I turned around to the bourbon slash rye section, and shoot, sure enough, there's Old Overholt Bonded. I couldn't believe it. Usually I only buy one whiskey at a time, but I had to have them both. So picked it up, and as is usual, I guess, for Old Overholt, I wasn't disappointed, guys. So I'll tell you that already. So we look at this, and you know, it's a light amber color, darker than gold for sure, but it's yeah, I'd call it light amber. It sticks to the glass really well. Being bonded, of course, it means it's 100 proof, at least 4 years old, made by one distiller during one distilling season. I think it probably says all that at the back here. It says, bottled and bonded in accordance with the U.S. government. Old Overholt Bonded is the product of one distillery and one distiller in a single season, barreled for at least 4 years and bottled at exactly 100 proof. So exactly what I just said. And of course, that was the Bottled and Bond Act of 1897. And just kind of ensured, you know, back then whiskey could really hurt you, depending on what people were putting in it, not making it correctly, bunch of different factors. But that Bottled and Bond Act kind of, made for a better product. You know, it was more government regulated, but shoot, higher proof, better quality stuff. I mean, you can't argue with that. So instead of, I think Old Overholt's usually aged for about 3 years. This is 4. Slightly higher proof from 80, the original, to 100 here. So, you know, we can expect a little bit of a difference here. Let's give it a nose. And on the nose, guys, it's got a great nose. On the nose, you do get a little bit of rye on there, but it's kind of reminiscent of a bourbon. You know, I'm guessing. I know the Old Overholt used to be mostly be made up of mostly rye way back in the day, but I think now it's probably closer to just being, your standard rye whiskey with probably all it has to be is at least 51% rye in the mash bill. It's probably somewhere around there, I would guess, maybe a little bit higher. But it does have a bourbon type feel to it. You know, it's got some sweet, just toffee notes to it. It does have some rye, as I said, a little bit of grain. I don't know what the original Old Overholt tasted like, but being owned by Beam now, a lot of Beam products have that kind of hay note in them, that kind of grainy hay note. Definitely has some citrus, in my opinion. I can smell some like orange peel in there. And floral notes, just really, really good nose here, guys. It smells a lot like the original Old Overholt, but like a stronger version, that's all. Let's take a taste. And on the palate, that rye comes through a lot more than it does on the nose. It's got some really good spice to it. Does have some sweetness, as I mentioned, kind of in a bourbon kind of way. A little bit of toffee, caramel, maybe some a little bit of like burnt sugar. Yeah, it's definitely has some of that grainy note, that hay note again, that I get in a lot of Beam products. More of that spice. And basically, guys, I would chalk this up to being what you might think it would be. The original Old Overholt, steroids, just pumped up. You know, just everything is magnified. You know, those sweet notes, those spicy notes. Um, you know, you don't get a whole lot of the oak in here, but you do get. I don't know. There's a little bit of something back there, guys. I can't quite pick it out, put my finger on it, but the spicy notes, the sweet notes, the grain note, yeah, those are the main things I get with Old Overholt, and I love Old Overholt. It's so, I hate to use the word simple, but it is. It's so basic and simple. Yes, so good, and the price is always right. Regular Old Overholt around here at Bottle Barn is about 15, 16 bucks. This one here, I believe, was $21.99. So, and definitely worth the price, guys. Old Overholt continues and will always be one of my favorite go-to whiskeys. It is a great whiskey, and I'm never disappointed by any of their stuff. So get out there, get some Old Overholt bonded. You know, I'm a big fan of these bonded whiskeys, guys. You know, I like that proof being a little bit higher than the usual 80 a lot of the time. You know, 80 is good and passable a lot of the time, but that 100 proof does Old Overholt good justice. It really does. It's a good place for it to be, and hope you all get to try it out and let me know what you think about it. That's it for this one, guys. I'm gonna give it a rating real quick, and then I'll let you guys know about some couple future things. So I'm gonna give it another sip and then give it a rating. It has kind of an orange candy thing going on with it as well. I really like that. I'm going to give this, guys, I love my Old Overholt. I got to give it a 92 out of 100. 92 out of 100. Worth the money. Definitely worth the money. And worth trying out if you haven't been able to yet. Find it, get it. And 92 out of 100, guys. So, my next, I don't know what I'm going to do next, guys. I have a single malt scotch that I want to try out that I have in the cabinet right now. I have that one. I have another bourbon. I have a blended scotch. I don't know which way I want to go for the next one. So maybe give me your vote. Do you guys want to see a bourbon review next? Do you want to see single malt? Do you want to see blended scotch? Just let me know. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hope to talk to you guys soon. I'll try to get a review in this weekend, guys. But plan on catching up on a little bit of sleep that I've been missing out on lately. So thanks for hanging in there, and look forward to talking to y'all soon. Till next time, cheers.